think is this first group.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so tell us about Ruth May.
Well, we argued about how old she was.
Okay.
Most of us thought she was young, like 6 to 8.
Okay.
Raju thought she was older.
Okay.
Me too, middle school maybe.
Okay.
So yeah, so we couldn't quite place her, but you know, we knew she's living in not just the South, but the rural.
Could I ask
South.
you
Yeah,
what
sure.
what gave you the idea that she was young?
I thought she was young because she says, "My name is Ruth May, and I hate the devil."
Okay.
It just sounded good to me. But and she seems to be a bit of a mimic because she's saying the man in church said they're different from us and needs ought to keep to their own.
Yeah.
Jimmy Crow says that, and we thought that came from an adult. And she's Jimmy Crow. I mean, you know, she's kind of a mimic, and younger kids tend to mimic.
Yeah, I mean, you also have, after the Jimmy Crow says that, they don't come in the White Castle
Right.
restaurant where Mama takes us
Mama
to get
takes
Cokes
us to
either,
get
or the
or
zoo.
the
Their
zoo.
day for the
Yeah,
zoo
just-
is Thursday, that's in the Bible.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
She's all over the place.
She's all over the place.
Yeah,
So
so
the
I
all
just-
over the place does indicate possibly younger.
Younger, yeah.
I thought older, only slightly older, just like maybe 8th grade or
Yeah,
something.
I just, you know,
Yeah.
just.
Yeah,
think
no, I agree.
that,
between
think of
really
that.
young or middle school.
So what gave you the idea that
Well, so for
that
me,
older?
all of that
What did
absolutely.
you see?
I just thought because it was a long time ago that I thought my name was not Ruth, that my name was Sugar. So when she says long time, I don't know what, I mean, maybe as a kid,
For the
as an
longest
8-year-old,
time, I
long could
used to
be
think, like,
a
it's
year.
like put in the
It could
past,
be a day.
exactly.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I used to think my name was Sugar.
right.
Mama always says that, Sugar, come here a minute, Sugar now, don't do that.
Right.
Yeah, that's what gave you that.
But
idea.
then, you know, I mean, I saw could be an 6, 8-year-old, but I don't know, I just thought a little older.
Also, though, you might remember children's concept of time.
Yeah.
Right, right.
You know, like I had my birthday 5 minutes ago, and it's coming up next month again. Jeez.
Yeah, right.
Whereas
That's right.
I'm, 5 and 1 day. I'm 5 and 2 days.
Right.
5 and, it's like it seems to take forever to get from one birthday to the next when you're young. So, to the concept of time might have been
Right.
skewed.
And then like Rachel and Leah and Alice, they're in a different school, it sounds like.
And what gave you that?
From,
First sentence, right?
Yep.
Yeah, Ruth.
Back home in Georgia, they have their own school, so they won't be a strutting into Rachel's and Leah's and Ada's school.
Right.
Right.
Hard to know whether they mean that Rachel and Leah and Ada are all in the same school, or whether it's
Yeah,
Rachel
we
and
thought
Leah
that
and Ada.
meant
Yeah,
they were in different schools.
because Leah and Ada are gifted children,
But they still go to the same school,
But they still have to go
But they go to the same
as
school.
Everybody.
as everybody.
except
But
the
not
colored
colored
kids.
children.
Right.
So there's this whole thing brought up, which is going to become important to the story because they are going to the Congo. And in a minute you'll find out they're going to be basically the only white people there. So there's, it's going to be a new situation for them. And you have this. What would you say, because you've already mentioned Orleana sounds very educated and articulate and bright, and Leah also. How about Ruth May?
She sounds, yeah, she's a kid. She's not. I don't know. What do you guys think?
We also thought that she could, the mix of she could be older but excuse me, yes.
Yes.
She could be older but just speaks younger because she hasn't, been socialized, had the environment to do so. So her dialect, she could sound, she could sound as a younger person, but maybe.
Okay, so perhaps she's been closeted in some way. Okay, so something's different about her.
Yes.
From the
Something's
rest
different.
so
For sure.
far.
Yep.
She's younger. She sounds much younger.
She's, to me, she did. But
Or that she's not as, as like the other three, she's not as sort of gifted.
Because she's already said those two are gifted, Leah.
That's right.
And Ada. Okay,